Mhm.
Hey,
Hey, can you hear me?
goodness. So yes, I can hear you, but I need to make sure that I'm streaming to Facebook as well. I mean, it says it is, so let's hope so. Let me double check. Is there any way you can check too?
Mm, yep.
Okay, yeah. It does say that I'm live now. Okay, cool. All right. Well, anyone who's on here, Facebook Live, hello Polynesian community. As promised, thank you for joining for whoever's on. Once again, you know the deal. If you happen to catch this live, please hashtag live. If you catch this on a replay, please hashtag replay. Um, so let's get into this. Today I have a guest. I will let him introduce himself, and he is known on Facebook as Fakamalo Kihe Eiki, but I will let him introduce himself.
Yeah, so my name is Kali. I am one of the marketing directors for Mountainside, co-owner of Mountainside Sacramento. Um, and yeah, I'm in charge of pretty much strategic operations.
Awesome. So, Callie, just a little bit of background information. Callie, I happen to have met back in, I believe it was 2015. We were at a cannabis event together in San Francisco.
Mhm.
So it was pretty cool to meet another Polynesian during that time in the cannabis community. So that was exciting. So ever since then, we have just been keeping in touch. We're doing business together, and so that is part of the reason why Callie is on here today as well. He's going to go ahead and share. I actually have a few questions for him, and pretty much just to learn about what he's doing, his business, and if anyone might be interested in this business opportunity, he will go ahead and provide information as well. Okay. So, Callie, can you just briefly explain to our audience what exactly it is as far as daily function, daily tasks, daily functions that you do with your business, and yeah.
So currently, I'm in charge of doing the website, and I'm trying to shift my attention to marketing, and uh, going about it strategically. I'm trying to do things a little bit differently from other cannabis collectives, and the owner of this company, he's a really good person. He's trying to help with the community too. We both started out at as helping in Proposition 215, which deals with basically the developmentally disabled, uh, um, veterans, deals with people with any kind of cancer and so forth. And so, yeah, that's our basic my basic operations right now as a daily task is handling the website, finishing that up, and focusing on marketing.
Got it. Okay, awesome. And so, when exactly did you enter in the cannabis community or start in that, in that business?
So we could be here all night if I was to talk about all of that. But as far as um, this company, I entered into it about September, October, no, well, about November. But
Okay.
I've been heavily doing the website for my original website for the past couple months. And now that I'm shifting my attention to this business, and since I co own it up here in Sacramento. Um, yeah, my direction is just basically to make sure that we turn a profit and are able to use that money to do some positive things within the community.
Right. Okay. Well, just like yourself, what was interesting is, we both kind of have been um, past experience in the cannabis community and kind of trying to find our way, especially with you know Proposition 215, and now it's now we're dealing with the legalized side of it. Um, what what challenges have you seen just transitioning?
I think the biggest challenges are the regulations, of course, um, the heavy taxation, um, uh, just the burdensome regulations that one has to go through in order to build something from the ground up, you know. And there's a lot of competition in this field already, as it is. And not to mention the black market and so forth, the competition is stiff. So you have to be really, dedicated and find your niche. And my niche is the Polynesian community. And I feel like if I can help them own a piece of this, then, maybe we can grow faster because we know our people. We know who we can trust. We know um, our connections. Our connections run strong.
Right. And I mean, I do agree with you in that part, with just, you know, with it being legalized and now that it's mainly mainstream and it's at the forefront and it's not so hidden and it's not so secretive like it was before. I know when I was in it back in, when I started in 2010, it was taboo. It was a very something I didn't like to talk too openly about, but I knew that there are patients out there that needed this medicine, and so we're just providing a service. So now, now that it's more mainstream, and especially in our Polynesian community, how can we just kind of maybe get overcome the stereotype and overcome the taboo that has been affiliated with cannabis so that our people can really see and grasp this opportunity, and help, you know financially, and with jobs and a lot of other things that we can benefit from, like all of these other cultures that have embraced cannabis. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that going back to our roots and remembering that we were farmers and, fishermen and so forth, and knowing that, this is from the earth, just like kava, you know, and to get past the stigma of what was portrayed to us as something that was narcotic in in you know in culture. Basically, I mean, we just have to try and educate our people that this is a healing plant, you know, and it's better than their panatolo, their Tylenol, their aspirin. The side effects of cannabis is you might smell, right? Um, you might be hungry, and it depends on what you take, right? But it helps you. And in this day's society of anxiety and depression and being overwhelmed, it's better to like get something from earth that came from something of quality, than to go out and shop around for at Walgreens or wherever and not necessarily know what's in that package, you know? And who has time to be looking up all these different definitions of what's on these pill bottles? I don't have the time for that, you know? I'd rather look up what strain is good for this, what strain is good for that, what would help my patient for this, what would help my patient for that, you know? And I don't want to be focused on, oh, this might cause liver or kidney failure and so forth, you know? And my gamble, my roll of the dice goes more towards something that's organic than something that's made by some people in a lab coat that I don't know who they are.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. A lot of the, lives that I do, just dealing with natural remedies and what we're able to do on our own, because God did create all of these things for our benefit, right? And so, if it's an herb bearing seed or a seed bearing fruit, something like that. I'd rather go that route too. So thank you for that. And then I just wanted to ask you, just with the business side of it, if anyone, are there any special requirements that you need to get into the cannabis field? What are your thoughts on that?
You know, there's a lot of requirements, and I'm not gonna, you know, try and say it's easy or anything like that. But, you know, it takes a lot of work to get to the Super Bowl, you know? So, yeah, I think the important thing is having a team and having a good, firm foundation um, for your team and getting in a huddle, creating a game plan, and putting people into position, finding out who's quarterback, you know, finding out who's the wide receiver, finding out who's gonna play their part, who's coach, you know.
Right,
Um, Everybody tries to own everything. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, you know, but not everybody wants to go down the middle and be that running back, you know. Some people some people could be the punter. Some people are better off as the water boy,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
But it's an
absolutely.
organization and you have to figure out, you know, where everybody could go. Everybody is useful at the end of the day, you know, but it's just trying to formulate that team. And
Gotcha.
if you can get that team, then for sure you have a real good chance of being successful and getting past, you know, some of the hurdles of the regulations um, and so forth. With our organization, it's a little bit easier because we are already licensed throughout the state of California. So we are trying to make it available to other people and, you know, grow this organization. That way we are able to reinvest into the community. That way we are able to create these programs and, um, you know, connect our network so that we are able to bless one another. And, you know, it's hard for us to pull out from the pockets all the time for the different things that we need within our community. But this is a way to possibly get some people out of, you know, a loop, you know, uh, and it's a great opportunity because it goes into so many different elements. It's not just cannabis at all.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Well, just a few more questions if you don't mind. I know You said you want to expand, you want to offer our people an opportunity, maybe anyone that's out there listening, or if they happen to catch this at a later time, what can they do um, to start? How can they get a hold of you, and what exactly would you want them to, be ready for? Like, what is, you said a team, getting a team together and making sure, the team functions properly and everyone knows their role. But how are you formulating that team, or what are you looking for exactly? Do you have any specifics?
Hmm. So that's a great question. Of course, uh, one of the great things about being Polynesian is we have big families, you know, and um, struggling together, we learn our weaknesses and so forth. And we have a little niche within our community to build that team quicker than others, you know. And there's a lot of people that are at my age level or a little bit younger than me that, you know, have a lot of ties within the community, especially with their elders, and networking it and working it correctly where we can provide care for our elders. Like maybe our elders don't need to provide home care no more to, earn that money like that. And they can come home and teach our kids, through, you know, a divestment of funds and keeping um, our languages, our preserving our different elements, in our history, just these different avenues that we can connect with, especially because it's an essential business. It is a Prop 215 business. During COVID, it was still open. They try to shut everything else down. They shut the churches down, but they didn't shut down the cannabis related businesses. You know, everybody that they were raiding for cannabis businesses, those agencies still stayed open. You know, everything in the cannabis trade kept going, but COVID shut everybody else down.
Right.
And it's a perfect opportunity, during this time when so many businesses have shuttered and there's, you know, a chance to clean up our communities, a chance to get up and create these different programs with nonprofits that are already existing, you know, and creating these different connections with the community. It it's a possible good grassroots base to elevate from. And
Got
our
it.
community does this stuff for free.
Right. Right. Um, I like your idea. We're all about our people. We want to move our community forward and just be able to get in businesses and be prosperous as much as possible. Um, but I know we know our people. We know that we got a lot of work to do, right? Because not only are we shy people, but a lot of us don't take risks. Um, we don't believe in ourselves enough to, you know, really put action into our plans. So I know that, if I have a problem with that, then I'm sure everyone else has a problem with it. Just staying motivated, staying focused on a goal, and just seeing it all the way through. So I do admire that, Callie, for just sticking to the cannabis community, sticking to your roots, and trying to just help our community find a way out. Right? And then I did want to ask you, you know, I know being in this cannabis community has impacted you like in a positive and a negative way. Was there any time that you wanted to quit or felt like giving up?
Um, Not necessarily. It was just more of a change in strategy, um, and an adjustment of the people that I surrounded myself with. And, that I think it's a good part of success is to surround yourself with people that, want the best for you.
Gotcha. All right. Well, great answer.
Mhm.
And if anyone wanted to get a hold of you, or is there how can they do that? I can also drop your information in comments, or did you want to um, give
Oh,
any
they can get a
suggestions?
hold of me anyway through Mountainside or through Facebook. Huh, easy.
Gotcha. All right.
Twitter,
Well,
whatever.
I do appreciate you being on. I know we just have like just a couple more minutes before I wrap it up. I don't like going too long, just with our attention spans, just in general. Are there any last thoughts that you'd like to leave our community with, or maybe some goals that you would like to achieve for 2023 for our Polynesian community?
Um, so we're going after our event planning license. Um, I believe it's a great way for us to connect again with the community. We have a lot of great artists within our community. We have a lot of great promoters, great everything. And just having, another platform to highlight our people's, strengths and help, our weaknesses and band together. I think it's just a good platform to try and grow from.
Gotcha. All right. Well, um, looks like we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I do appreciate you, Kelly, being on. If anyone wants to get a hold of him, or if you want to drop a comment and just, you know, if you're interested in learning more about Mountainside and what you can do to maybe get more information, join, maybe start a business of your own, please feel free to reach out. The purpose of tonight's live is just to highlight Polynesian owned business owners and um, just information on maybe what you're able to do to get something started for yourself. So that's all of my time tonight. I appreciate anyone who's on. Like I said, please drop a comment if you have any other ideas or suggestions for lives that you'd like to see me do. And then also, every last Thursday of the month will be dedicated just for a Polynesian owner, Polynesian based company. So I look forward to bringing you another Polynesian entrepreneur next month in end of February. So I have something lined up for you then. And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining. I do appreciate Callie. We'll be talking some more and getting some more business ideas going. But I do hope that it served you well, guys. And hopefully it can inspire you to look into working for yourself, or maybe 2023 you want to start a little side hustle, a little business for yourself. if you want to get networking and join in on just moving yourself forward, moving your family forward, this is a great um, opportunity and a place for you to start. So once again, thank you guys. We're going to go ahead and end this, and I will catch you next Thursday. Have a good night. Thank you, Callie.
No problem. Good night. Mhm.